Caitlin Clark's battles off the court just got a little bit easier. Two notorious members of the Caitlin Clark Haters Club, Cheryl Swoops and Cindy Brunson, will not be returning to WNBA broadcasts this season. Caitlin's fans couldn't be happier because, well, just wait for some of the things these two have said about Caitlin, the Fever, and the fans. And also, these moves might be connected to everything else we've seen unfolding in the WNBA recently. It's almost like the WNBA is finally starting to wake up and recognize they've been fumbling their generational superstar and how she's been treated. Let's break down
a multi-dimensional approach to combating hate and vitriol in the forms experienced by our players, teams, staff, and fans.
So when I first watched this clip of the WNBA commissioner, my immediate thought was, does that include the hate constantly being directed at Caitlin Clark? You know, the player who has single-handedly transformed the WNBA and elevated the profile of women's basketball like never before. The player who has literally done everything right on the court, who consistently and genuinely credits the legends and trailblazers who came before her, who handles herself with humility, class, and grace off the court.
The worst part of all this, the new fans are sucking the f***ing life out of the WNBA right now.
Yeah, really smart move. Spitting on the very fans who are literally saving your league. But I suppose jealousy is one hell of a drug. Many in the old guard simply cannot stand that Caitlin Clark is the one capturing all the attention. They ignore the records she's shattered, dismiss her Einstein-level basketball IQ, overlook her leadership and marketability, and jump straight to the lowest, cheapest possible reason for her popularity: her color. I'm not even going to replay those clips, because frankly, you've already seen enough of them. But here's the thing: bitterness and negativity, Caitlin's unwavering poise and humility have given the WNBA more hype, excitement, and growth potential than it has ever experienced, and 2025 is shaping up to be absolutely historic. This is the moment the WNBA has dreamed about, packing arenas and driving record ratings to tune out because they're tired of being insulted, labeled unfairly, or seeing their favorite player constantly undermined by the media. And with that backdrop, let's dive into the huge news that has the entire league buzzing.
Members of the media, the WNBA media, looks like they're taking big fat L's today. Particularly one, Cheryl Swoops. That's right.
Cheryl Swoops just took in Caitlin's performances, downplay her accomplishments, or subtly dismiss the enormous impact she's made on the game.
Now, she made news last week when she sat up there and was applauding Indiana Fever players, but then forgot to mention Caitlin Clark. Everywhere you turn, Indiana Fever is breaking records. All Cheryl Swoops did was validate all the speculation that there's folks hating on Caitlin Clark. That's all she did.
The constant subtle and not so subtle shots from it's a lazy, divisive take that completely ignores the reality. People cheer for Caitlin because she's electrifying, entertaining, and a generational talent. She brings excitement every time she steps on the court. Reach isn't limited to a region or demographic. It's global. She's not some niche star riding a wave of local favoritism. People admire her from Des Moines to Dubai. Her appeal crosses lines of race, age, gender, and geography. It's not about identity, it's about excellence. That's why the narrative that her popularity is purely about her race is so frustrating and honestly insulting. So you really have to ask, is the WNBA finally starting to recognize that? With these recent shakeups behind the scenes, it sure feels like something to critique a player's performance or decisions on the court that comes with the territory. But it's a whole different story when the conversation shifts into pushing narratives that disparage the very fans who are fueling the league's